Stopping drinking alcohol. Some people that you meet that no longer drink alcohol will tell you that it's the best thing that they've done in their life. Yet on the other side of the equation, you'll meet some people that tell you that it sucks, it's hard work, they hate being sober. Now, if you're a regular viewer of this channel, you'll know that I've not drank for over 3 years. I made the decision to become a non-drinker, and for me, it was the best thing that I ever did. You know, everything in my life has got better as a result of that one simple decision. But does that mean stopping drinking is absolutely perfect? Does that mean as soon as I put down the drink, that in an instant, everything got better and everything was perfect from day one? Well, absolutely not. And today I'm going to be sharing some extremely uncomfortable truths, some extremely uncomfortable realities of what you will face when you stop drinking alcohol. Now, I'm not going to lie. When I stopped drinking, it was a simple decision. I didn't use willpower. I just made an all-in commitment to live this life without alcohol. That was it. And from that day onwards, it's just been effortless. It's been easy. It's been a perfectly enjoyable journey. But there are really 3 things that I'm going to share with you in this video that I found difficult. I'm not going to say that it's been this perfect journey. There were things that I had to face, and I've never really shared this on the channel before, so I know you guys will love it. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of the video. And just before we actually get into the content, if you want my help stopping drinking without AA, without willpower, without rehabs, and you want to do it using first principles thinking by joining the Sober Clear program and getting my help, make sure to click the link in the description. There'll be a little bit more information about the program. There'll be a short video to watch, and then you can actually book a call with me and we can see if this program may be a good fit for you. So if you want more details on the Sober Clear program, make sure to click the link in the description. Now, the first dark reality of stopping drinking alcohol is this: your problems will still be there, right? Just because you've stopped drinking, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden life just gets back to what it was like when you were in your 20s like that. Your problems will be there. Maybe that means that you're overweight because of the alcohol. Maybe that means that you've upset your partner because of alcohol. Maybe you've upset your kids because of alcohol. Maybe your career hasn't progressed as fast as you wanted it to because you've been drinking alcohol. Listen, I'm going to be honest. Those problems will still be there. Just because you've stopped drinking, it doesn't mean that it's some miracle cure and all of a sudden your life is going to be looking perfect again. Absolutely not. When I stopped drinking, I was pretty much at ground zero. Like, I know for a lot of people that watch this channel, that's not your experience. You know, you might already be in a good position in life, but the alcohol is slowing you down. But that's not my story. You know, when I stopped drinking, I'd actually destroyed a business, had to go back to live at my friend's place in Oxford because I'd run out of money whilst I was in London. I was working in a restaurant. My life had just kind of crumbled away. And the day that I stopped drinking, I'm still in that same position. I'm still at my friend's place because I've got no money. I'm still working in a restaurant. I'm still single. I'm still overweight and not looking good. I'm still not feeling great about myself and who I am. But guess what happens? When you stop drinking, you are 1000% more equipped to deal with it. Because the problems aren't going away whether you stop drinking or not. If you continue drinking, the problems are still going to be there, but they're just going to get exacerbated. They're going to get worse. But when you stop drinking, you're now thinking clearer. Your energy's better. You're feeling happier. You're feeling more confident. And now you're able to deal with these problems head on. You're able to go towards them and deal with them one by one instead of just life just keep going down and down and down on that slippery slope of being a drinker. So don't let this put you off, right? Your problems will be there, but you're equipped to deal with them instead of just letting them get more out of control than they already are. And for me, what I did is I immediately got back to the gym as a personal trainer, got back self-employed again. I started working on health and fitness. I cleaned up my diet. I started meeting new people and just being more sociable, and I really just started rebuilding things. So your problems will still be there, but guess what? You can change. And that is flipping awesome. Which leads me to the second reality, the second dark reality of stopping drinking. And it's what I like to call radical ownership. What you learn when you stop drinking is that everything in your life up until this point has been your responsibility. The situation that you are in right now was your fault. It doesn't mean that you're powerless. It doesn't mean that I'm calling you some kind of alcoholic or something like that. But what happens is that if you take that radical ownership of the position that you're in, then you know that you have full responsibility to make changes, to start improving things, to start rebuilding things. And for some people that stop drinking, they're never going to do that. They're never going to take responsibility. They're just going to put the blame on something else, give themselves a label, call themselves an alcoholic. It wasn't my fault. There's something wrong with me. I was born this way. For some people, that's what they want to do. For me, I wanted to take ownership. I wanted to look at my life and say, look at this freaking mess that I've got myself into. I'm not healthy. I'm not happy. I'm single. I'm broke. My life's gone backwards. And guess what? I'm taking the blame for this. It's my fault. But the liberating thing with you taking full responsibility of the position that you're in right now is that you can then start making changes. You can start rebuilding things. You can start putting the focus back in. And I call it a dark reality because it's hard to face this. So many people don't want to face this. So many people don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to take ownership. But when you do, it's the most liberating feeling that you will ever experience because now you can change things. You can start turning things around instead of just burying your head in the sand. Which leads me to the third dark truth. Now, what happens when you take responsibility for your life and you start facing your problems head on is that you start experiencing personal growth. You will experience massive personal growth. If you really take full responsibility for your life and just start making improvement after improvement after improvement as a non-drinker, you will grow at an exponential rate. You will grow faster than you will have probably grown in your entire life. And it's almost like a rebound, right? Like my life just went like this. It was like this slippery slope downwards, up and down, up and down, up and down, until I was at a point where I knew I had to change. And for some of you, you know that's going to be at varying degrees, but I was at a point where I wanted to change and then made that decision. And it was almost like a catapult. It was like I'd just been pulling myself back, going down, and then as soon as I made that decision, it was like this release where I just went vroom, and I just went for it. And what may happen as a result of your personal growth is that you may outgrow people around you, right? You may start outgrowing certain friends, certain family members, and on your path as a non-drinker, it may make some people uncomfortable. Let's face it, not everybody is going to like you changing your life for the better because that's going to make them feel uncomfortable. That's going to make them have to look at their own life and say, I'm not where I want to be, and this person's now changing, and I'm not changing. I'm not keeping up with them, and that's going to make some people uncomfortable. And hey, that is a dark reality. And what may happen is naturally you may move away from certain people. Certain people, you just might not be aligned with them anymore. However, what you've got to realize is that now you are not just only looking after yourself, you are setting an example. You are forging a new path that your friends, your family, your children, your uncles, your aunties, whoever it is, you are setting a new path that will inspire other people to follow it because you are a leader, right? I don't care if you're 21 years of age watching this or you're 70 years of age. There are people in your life that look up to you. And when you get on this path, you may lose some people. But guess what? You're giving permission to them to make that change as well. You know, it might be in 5 years' time, an old friend hits you up and says, listen, John, Alice, I remember that time when you didn't drink alcohol. And I remember when you turned your life around and I'm doing it now as well. You inspired me. Yeah, it took me 5 years until I really decided that I wanted to do this, but guess what? I'm doing it now. So just remember in the short term, sure, you may lose some relationships. You may lose some friendships, but that doesn't mean that you're not adding value to that friendship anymore. You're just doing it in a different way. But at the end of the day, these aren't really dark realities. It was a bit of a misleading title, right? Sure, these are difficult things to face, but I wouldn't say it's dark. I'd actually say that it's bright. I'd say that these things are awesome. I'd say that these things are some of the best things that you will do as a result of not drinking alcohol. Being able to deal with problems, being able to set an example to other people, and being able to take radical ownership of your life. That's when things get interesting. That's when people go out and write books and speak on stage and build new businesses and step up in their family and get in their health in just peak shape. And that's when things get really interesting when you do these things as a result of becoming a non-drinker. Anyway, guys, like I said, if you want my personal help stopping drinking and learning more about the program, make sure to click the link in the description to learn a little bit more about how I help people and how I work with people, and have a fantastic day.